Hey guys, Night's Edge. So today, not gonna be a gaming day. I know I typically try to stay on gaming or my ASMR projects that is still very much in the works. Um, as you can see down here, we are going to be talking about the YouTube Terms of Service, and I'm assuming you guys are all going to know, but this is, yes, related to the app lock situation. I know it's a stale-ass topic, but here we are, because I've been wanting to give my opinion on this for a good long while. I just somehow avoided it by sheer luck in terms of, dodging all the major issues. So, yeah. And as you can tell over here, Terry Addiction, Yakuza 0. Y'all know this whose theme this is in terms of, well, I guess it's the mode. Rush slash breaker. But it all depends on who you're playing as. And if you want to go fancy, I recommend you stick with Majima. At least until you have forced by the story to switch. Breaker mode is way too fancy. Anyways, so yeah, I believe that's all the housekeeping out of the way. Let's get to business. Alright, good. I fuck my own. It's time to eat. Alright, so as you can, see up here, it's all connected. So, and I know it's gonna look really technical, but at least hear me out. We all know the app lock situation, how it says it's against terms of service, but I believe that's a bunch of hooey. I really am speaking like critical, Jesus Christ. As we all know, and I'm assuming those of us that actually also want to check the TOS, there's nothing in there. Now, I'm aware terms of service can be updated without letting us all know first, and they will ebb and flow just like everything else in this goddamn galaxy. However, the terms of service has never been updated. It never has with AppLocker. This is a false claim. And I know someone at YouTube is listening to me. I hear you knocking on my door, YouTube agents. So yeah, the thing is, if it's not updated, why is it considered against TOS? Look, I understand they want to push their premium subscription. I can understand that logistically speaking. But here's the thing. If those of us that want to have a viewable experience without having to pay a massive paywall, why should we be given a very shitty experience until we do so? Because over here in the US, it ebbs and flows between $13 to $20. People have made sure to call out the price gouging though, so who knows where that's at right now. If we want simply just no ads, that neat little button right up there, or that little shield if you're an Opera GX user. But if we don't want to deal with ads and yet still have a viewable experience, I mean, we have the sponsorship deals that YouTubers get, but it's also the fact that there's enough people out there who don't use or refuse to use AdBlock out of sheer principle. And those that have actually paid for YouTube Premium. I understand they want the creators to make money, but YouTube does still take, I think, a pretty sizable chunk. Last I checked, it was 30%. I could be wrong with that, so someone please clarify that in the comments if you so desire. Thing is, if they take enough money from creators, making their own money, putting hours and hours of work into their videos, hoping it'll at least crack 10k views, I'm talking as in the bigger channels. Small channels like us, we just hope for 10 views. Anyways, and yes, this song will be on repeat, everyone. I hope that's not going to be too much of an issue. That's the thing. The terms of service over here, it's all pretty basic. It spells out everything pretty clearly, and yet if there's nothing updated with the TOS, why should shit like this, for example, be considered the norm when you refuse to use AppLock? This is unacceptable. If you want to convince people to buy your subscription, okay, cancel this out. Oh, hello. Yeah, I'm not gonna retake for this one. Fuck it. I'll leave this blender in here. Okay, then hit okay. The thing is, if you want people to pay for your subscription service, why do you gotta do stuff like this that makes us more dissuaded to the idea? If we want to use AppLock for a viewable experience, and well, not viewable, but an enjoyable experience, why not kind of crack a middle ground? And all of the features we've had since launch day, February 14, 2005. Being from 2005, I know that. I was born then. I also did research because I was getting bored easily. Anyways, if they're trying to convince us to purchase their subscription service, why should we be punished for not doing so? Because I understand ad revenue for creators, but They have Patreons. They have channel memberships. Like, the platform has gotten to the point where it could go ad-free on its own, and the income would not be affected or actually even increase because a viewable experience, one that's enjoyable without the usage of ad block or stuff like that, I don't think you guys quite realize that can actually only spell positive PR. Why would you want to gouge your consumers out of in terms of being able to use your product on a usable level? Like, the same thing happened with fixed TX recently, but I'm not gonna get into that because I already did my 2 cents on that one. But that's the thing. There's ways to make more money without fucking going scorched earth at the end of it all. Like, this shit over here, it's completely unacceptable. It's it's no good, no good. And yet we're expected to gouge out our own money to be able to have a usable experience. But if we so I am aware there's probably gonna be a YouTube agent watching this. My idea is, though, why not have best of both worlds? An ad-free platform, considering where the platform is now. Join memberships, Patreons, coffees. Like, there's so many ways for creators to continually make money that ads. I mean, I understand they can make up a large chunk, but there's so many methods that ads make up, I believe, the lowest common denominator. So why not add in extra privileges to YouTube Premium, like the whole downloading thing? Like, and I understand there's gonna be those of us that dishonor it. You can see myself up there. Yeah, I rip music. So what? Anyways, but here's the thing: if YouTube wants to convince us to not do that and do things through their service, if an enjoyable, not relaxing, but if an enjoyable experience is had without any extra memberships on their on a day-to-day basis, and it is so decent enough, that could convince people to, well, purchase the subscription service, unlock those extra privileges, and give a little bit of our extra hard-earned gamer bucks to YouTube. Like, there's a middle ground here that can be struck, yet YouTube is dead set in making this my way or the highway. Like, they don't want their consumers to have any sort of input because they want their corporate structure to work. But the thing is, corporate structures are just that, structures. They can be toppled. They can be dismantled because while there's other like lower rep sites, I'm not saying they're bad, but they're not as well reputable as YouTube, even given YouTube's recent history in the past year or so. That's the thing. If we can work with that, it would keep viewer retention. It would bring more creators to the platform, and it would only grow their business. Like, the way I see it, there's only one way to go, and that is up. But that is only if things are done right. Because if you keep trying to screw your consumers over, why the hell would they want to ever at all use the service? At least in its current state. Like, you have to have so many different extensions to be able to fucking use this goddamn platform. Hell, the fucking dislikes button down there, I have that as an extension because, A, I missed the dislike button, at least being able to see the count, and 2, it's like, it gives valuable input. I understand it was probably used as a hate weapon back then, but when people are trying to look for something maybe potentially life-saving, like, I know, like, not medically certified, but it's like a pinch anchor kind of deal, they need to look at that dislike ratio, see, hey, does dislike ratio tell me something about how readily available the information is to the video, or is there like a whole bunch of that prelude shit, like, hey guys, welcome to the video, like and subscribe, all that mandatory, but all that bullshit. But like, there's too many people in the world, but all of them use YouTube in some capacity or another, and I believe a large majority does not use AppLock. YouTube makes enough money as it is. Their stocks, I think, are actually pretty damn solid right now still. So like, there's so many ways they could go about this better without screwing over all of their consumers. And if a YouTube rep wants to reach out, or at least maybe respond in some capacity, like, I don't know. But there's a discourse here that's not being approached. And there's a way to approach this, and there's a way everyone wins. So that way those of us with AppLock don't feel as inclined to use it to be able to have some sort of viewable experience. Because from my own experience, if you have any tabs open, you're fine with any browser. Well, mine's Chrome, but that's its own shit show. But the second you open YouTube, well, it starts chewing up more of your resources and running things slower. You have to basically allow them to. It basically, if you don't give up your ad block, you're going to get your CPU with a bit more damage. I think it got called out CPU cooking by the EU. I it's right again. I've heard that through the wire, so I don't want to be quoted there unless I am genuinely right what I remember. But like YouTube has done some pretty shitty practices, but if they can strike this silver lining while the iron's hot, it could increase viewer retention, and it would increase. I guess I'm being apart from being the dominant platform already. It would dissuade people from using other um platforms, and I'm not even gonna get to the censorship thing because I know there's a whole lot of ideology shit in there, but that's not my place to speak. But yeah, no, there's a way to do things around here. Like, not a way to do things, but there's a way to do things. I guess not around here, but there's a way to do it where everybody wins, profits, however you want to say it, what have you. There's a way to do things, and I believe YouTube is refusing to pursue it because they only want things a certain way. I don't think that's the best route to go, but here we are. So yeah, hopefully we can spread this video around. Maybe start some articulate discourse. And I prefer things to stay civil. I don't want to start flame wars. I don't want to start hatred. Like, I just want to be able to help make the experience more enjoyable for all parties involved. I hope that point is got across. But I guess yeah, that's all I have to say. See ya.